Jarvis, write an apology. Jarvis, deflect everything. Jarvis, take no accountability. Who the fuck just said Jarvis, teach me ukulele? Jarvis, throw my man under the bus. I'll go into a little bit of detail because there's two things I wish to address. Two things. But yeah, when everything went down, God, the Bao's cries are forever ringing in my head. That was so tough. So much hurt. It's just... Yikes. I was able to sleep. I'm going to be completely honest. The only night that was difficult was the first night after dropping the first dog. It was 10 a.m. I had to go to bed. And just being scared of what the heck a literal manipulator could possibly come up with overnight. And what a shit show you could possibly wake up to when they have a platform that they use to manipulate hundreds of thousands of people with, you know. Let me just address two things because I know most people are caught up. Then I'll get you a TLDR, okay? I know it hasn't been getting any traction whatsoever, but I've seen some, let's call them valid calls where people go, if Lily knew all this, why didn't she speak up sooner? I'm not a fucking bitch. I'm not a cutthroat fucking bitch. Everyone who's had a long-lasting, healthy friendship knows that sometimes you lash out. Sometimes you say shit in the heat of the moment when you're... Man, sometimes I call my friends a bitch too. You know? Sometimes I'm just fucking done. I'm not gonna fucking cancel my fucking friends just because they called me a bitch. Or in the heat of the moment and in great panic they threw me under the bus once. I'm not gonna fucking cancel them and put them on a spot and be like, how fucking dare you, whore! Happens, man. Sometimes when you're backed in the corner, scraping the bottom of the barrel, you cope by lashing out. You deflect. I'm not saying it's good, but it happens. You know? I'm not gonna throw a fucking Google Docie out there just because I've been mildly done wrong once. No, but you get it? Obviously, I'm not gonna... Who the fuck? I'm gonna be the cutthroat bitch if I make a fucking Google Docie with one screenshot of Cinder throwing me under the bus once. When she was probably, you know, doesn't justify it, but it was one time lashing out. I'm gonna be the cutthroat bitch then. People are like, okay, Lily, but like, why can't you just talk, you know? This is the energy I wanted today. I'm so sorry. So obviously, us knowing this shit, or everyone knows a story or two. The whole friend circle is made out of good people. They all see this shit and they're like, you know what? What a bitch move. But anyways, let's move past that. It's a new day. Let's move past it. It's a new fucking day. Don't fucking sit there and pretend you've never called your friends a bitch. Or, you know, said something you didn't quite mean. You were just lashing out at one time, man. It's when the dominoes fell. The dominoes fell. The actual starting point, the dominoes fell when one thing leaked. One singular thing. Like 5 or so days ago. One thing leaked. A singular thing. And I go, it was about me being slandered. Throwing all kinds of accusations around to Nano. Making me seem problematic, weird. Making me sound like a person someone wouldn't want to work with because who does those things? They were saying I dodged collabs with them. Collabs that had like 7 fucking other people in there. Collabs I was thrown into in a big ass group chat and simply said, sorry, can't do. because I have something that day. One of them was a dentist thing. I didn't have it on that specific day, but I just didn't want to. The day after the dentist, I just simply didn't fucking want to. And the other one, yeah, I dodged. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay, yeah. One of them I did. Because at that one, I already knew. And the other one, yes, I dodged. But you know what's weird? The one person that is the reason for me dodging is the one concerned as to why I'm dodging. What about the 6 other people who were just looking at me dodging and going, oh, okay, she's busy? It's kind of weird that the only person that has a reason to be weary was actually weary. What about the 6 other people that I also just left hanging where I said, sorry, I'm busy? They just took it and they were like, okay, we'll just replace you with someone else. Cool. You know, it's called projection. Cause she fucking knew. She knew. Absolute business. So anyways, I was accused of dodging, which somewhat fairly I did do once. Anyways, I was accused of not acknowledging her when she rates. And like, oh, sorry, you know when Buff rated me earlier, I'm sorry for not calling Buff's full government fucking name. Buff Pop of Twitch.tv, thank you so much for your raid and bringing your community from Buff Pop from Twitch.tv over here. Like, now I get to say it. When she raided, she is center fucking stage. I am pausing my sponsor to talk to her. Don't ever call me Rose Doodle. Like, I'm having a normal ass reaction to a raid, like I have with everyone. Oh, sorry, I didn't say of VTuber. Sorry, a Buff Pup from Twitch.tv of VTuber. There we go. My bad. Sorry. Can't make mistakes like that. I don't want to be a snake, you know. And he hates us, dude. Gotta get the full government name out there because apparently else people don't feel graced. Otherwise people don't feel like they did a good job rating you. Like, damn, I'm sorry. What was the other accusation? Let me think real quick. Oh yeah, them saying I've been weird ever since V-Card, which also isn't true. We've literally done a collab ever since. We've talked ever since. I contacted her for a technical issue that you guys said she also had ever since. It's just just a bunch of stuff that makes me sound weird and competitive when, again, reflecting. That one screenshot started it all, and that was from, at that point, a few days ago. That one screenshot. And I was like, that's fucked up. And I gave none of the receipts of, it's not true. I did say, oh, I did ghost her in the DM once. I didn't see the DM. But somehow, before Nano worked on my 3.0 model, that wasn't a problem. Everyone who is in contact with me, anyone who is close, even my viewers, everyone knows I suck at Discord. I'm very distant. I'm very messy. I don't check often. And I'm not very thorough. So, and she knows that too, because it happened last year as well. She knows it too. It's why we have a group chat with her and Buska and me in it. So if she wants to plan something... Hello? So if she wants to plan something, she knows where to go. And she has used it in the past. You don't know every message I send on your behalf, obviously. Oh yeah, I forgot. Buska operates completely independent and I have absolutely no knowledge of anything happening ever. I just want this to be public knowledge, so if I get cancelled, I can throw him under the bus. Even when there is screenshots proving that I clearly am aware and I am confirming and doubling down and siding with him. So anyways, yes, I am guilty of dodging a collab. because I simply didn't fucking feel like it. And yes, I am guilty of ghosting 2 messages where she asked for a collab, which, by the way, she also only does when there is something business related. AFK drop, VCard drop, any event, any debut, any announcement, any merch. Then I'm important. Then we can network. Then he was business. So I am guilty of that, but like I said, I would like to excuse myself from those 2 sins because she knows better. It's been a thing last year, and last year it wasn't a problem. Only until Nano worked on me, it was a problem. Anyways, long story short, that was the one message that got everything rolling because I explained how that's weird. That's cringe and manipulative to do and bother Nano with. If she has a problem, why not come to me? And boy, that's where it started. That's where poor Nano realized that there is more such incidents. And if this is weird, she has critical thinking, and she's like, if this is weird, are the others also weird? The ones where she literally, on the screenshots, says she feels bad for doing all these things she's being asked to do? That's where it started. And obviously, me being a friend, I talked to Nano and I was like, Nano, I'm gonna be honest, some of the stuff you have here is heartbreaking. I'm thankful for you showing this to me, but I highly encourage you to share this with the people affected, especially Bao, but because, you know, that one nasty one where she sabotages Bao. Especially that one. And Nano, the fucking giga chat she is, agreed. She agreed. So we made a group chat. Like a few days later because Bao had surgery. So it took a while. We made a group chat. Can you imagine? That giga chat fucking whale comes out of surgery and has to deal with this. That group chat we used to expose everything. Not just, you know, from Nano's messages and having to deal with her manipulation. But we also came to realize that everything that happened to us individually weren't... Those weren't isolated incidences where you're like, well, shit happens. Sometimes you do something that you regret. Sometimes you call your friend a bitch. Sometimes you throw a friend under the bus in the heat of the moment. Hopefully you regret doing that, but that's a different story. But we realized that it wasn't just a coincidence. It wasn't just one incident. It wasn't just a isolated incident. It was a year-long pattern. Everything connected. It was a pattern that consisted over years. That just kept going. Non-stop. You know? And that's when we knew this is fucked up. And respect to my friends, we all decided after all of the receipts and obviously being very emotionally unstable to sleep over it for a night. Obviously, we were all ready for blood. We were like, what the fuck? No way. But we still decided to sleep a night over it. Give it one night. Let's sleep over it. One night. The next day, once everyone was awake and had time to deal with their emotions, we all still knew this has to happen. Like, I'm sorry, but sleeping over this just made it so much more clear that this can't be. And this is where we noticed this isn't just to expose what she's done to us. This is to expose the fact that she is doing these things. And who... This is speculation. This complete speculation. But if that's the stuff that happens in this circle, what else could happen? A pattern is a pattern. You know? again, speculation, but we were like, we would feel terrible knowing that she conducts business throughout the next couple years, hurting more people like this. Can't do. No. And turns out, turns out it was a bit bigger than just our group. Google Docky. Turns out it was just a bit bigger than our group. And so, yeah. And we all knew she was gonna throw her manager under the bus. We all fucking knew. We all. When you look at the screenshots and you know her and you see the manipulation, the first fucking thing you know is she'll throw her manager under the bus. Everything went live, and you know what she's done? The first thing they both did, they messaged Nano, going, Nano, please. You know what that absolute fucking Giga chat did? Her pussy so fat, bro. Blocked. Blocked. Her pussy so fucking fat for that. Blocked. So, you know, we knew this was happening. Whatever. We've said our piece. There's no reason to continue to dogpile onto it when we've said our part. But then, the next evening, the quote-unquote apology dropped. And one part struck me specifically because she very clearly... First of all, it isn't a fucking apology. Yeah, the queefs she could produce with that fat pussy. But it wasn't even an apology. It was, I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry you got caught in this. I'm sorry I was manipulated into hurting you. Fuck of an apology, bro. Fuck of an apology. And one thing that struck me specifically is when she dedicated a section to me and someone else. First of all, okay, I am petty. I didn't even get a section for myself. I am going to be super petty. Not even a section for myself. For someone that is so upset for me not naming her full fucking government Twitch.tv name, for someone to just put me in the document as Lily when previously referring to me as the other gamer subs owner. I don't even get a section for myself with my name properly fucking written. Come on, bro. Come on. Don't be such a hypocrite. You don't get to be upset at that shit and then put me there, throw me in there and be like, I'm so sorry, I had no knowledge of this. And that's when I got mad. Because no knowledge, my ass. But here's the problem. A lot of what we know is hearsay. Because the girls spend time together. Vacation, travel, blah, blah, blah. You know? However... Oh shit, ads? Sorry. Chat, 2 minutes. Let's wait for ads. 2 minutes. I'm sorry. Okay, I think we're back. Okay. Freedom? Alright. I don't know where I was, but let me just say, in this section that she dedicated to Cotton and me, she said, sorry for not having any knowledge of this. And that's where I kinda got mad, because like I said, a lot of the stuff that we posted about is only stuff we have hard-coded receipts for. Obviously, there is lots of experience that doesn't exist on paper. It's only private experience. But there is also more receipts! Verifiable receipts that weren't added to the doc because either there are smaller things that just only really become a problem when added up, or they were a little too private to be shared. They contain information that people just don't want to publicly have there, but it is kind of important for context, you know, so you pick and choose what you want to have up there. And so for her to claim she has no knowledge when I know for a fact she does, but I have no proof other than hearsay, it reminded me of that one fact, the one receipt we do have though. where she herself personally throws me under the bus. And I made sure to quote her own words, because again, that screenshot isn't public. But I made sure to quote her words. She'll know what we're talking about. Those quotation marks, the literal quote, I made sure she knows what I'm talking about, what I'm referring about. The screenshot isn't there, but there's a couple like that. And the fact that she only took accountability for stuff that's been published and not the stuff that was kept hidden says enough for me. To have her use me as part of an excuse as to why she had to let her friend down, that very same friend that spent months of prep, hard work and effort and received a million empty promises, just because a couple days before that she wanted to reschedule a V-Card collab to, you know, make a nice big boom as a collab and sell a bunch of boxes to make some bag. Imagine, for a fucking collab. Could have had the collab any other day too. Could have been a day or two earlier, could have been a day or two later. She rescheduled that collab to be on that date. She put it there on that date that she knew she couldn't. And the only time she ever felt sorry in both the apology and before, guess what? When she was put in her fucking place. People saying, why didn't you handle this private? We did once. We did. And she's only deflecting and pretending to be apologetic when put on the spot. No proper apology from her before the crash out. None. None. She's only sorry when she gets caught. Cause she knows fucking with that friend that she fucked with will mean the end of her career. Cause if you're not good standing with that person, you're not good standing with like probably 80% of the indies that matter to her. Cause she's the glue that keeps them fucking together half the time. She wasn't sorry because she fucked over her friend's opportunity on a day that she said she'll be there. She was sorry she was caught. In true narcissistic, selfish, egoistic fashion. She's sorry she got caught. You ever do a collab again? What, with her? Fuck no, of course not. Ban. Rot. Like, fuck no. With her? No. With others, of course. With my friends, of course. Obviously. Obviously. But with others, yeah. With her, no. No. With her, absolutely not. Of course not. Why the fuck would I do that? Oh, let me just platform that very same person that tried to deplatform me and all of my friends that helped her get there to begin with. Let me just continue to platform that one person that tried to backstab us when begging to be in our positions. Fuck no.